The year is 1930, and the world is changing faster than ever. The old British aristocracy faces its final twilight, and at the heart of it all stands Downton Abbey, a house whose very walls seem to breathe history. But change does not ask for permission. It sweeps through every corridor, bringing whispers of betrayal, love, and the end of an era. The fall of appearances London glimmers under the lights of theater marquees as the Crawley family, except for Lady Mary, attends a glamorous new musical starring Guy Dexter and Noel Coward. Among the applause, they meet Thomas Barrow, once Downton's butler, now Dexter's personal assistant and partner. The reunion is polite, but beneath the smiles lies the silent tension of a society not ready to accept love that defies convention. Back home, old loyalties stir. Mr. Carson, the ever-loyal former butler, still guards the Crawley legacy like a fortress. But even he knows that time is marching forward, and soon his role, like the age of Downton itself, must fade into memory. Then the first blow. The press begins to whisper about Lady Mary's troubled marriage. When rumors turn to confirmation, London society explodes. Mary and Henry Talbot are divorced. A scandal of that kind is no small matter. In the 1930s, a divorced woman might as well be branded for life. The weight of shame. At a grand ball hosted by Lady Petersfield, Mary's humiliation becomes public. The host, desperate to avoid scandal before the royal guests arrive, quietly asks her to leave. Mary, with every eye upon her, walks out alone into the cold London night. Back home, tears finally break her composure. Her mother, Cora, comforts her, promising unconditional love. But Mary, proud as ever, begs her mother to act as if nothing has happened. "Let the world keep its whispers," she says. "We'll endure them in silence." Meanwhile, Carson prepares to retire, and Downton's halls echo with both nostalgia and melancholy. His farewell dinner, shared among the servants, feels like the closing of a book they never wanted to end. The echoes of change back in Yorkshire, Robert Crawley longs to return home. "London was never meant for us," he sighs. When the family finally returns to Downton, it's as if the estate itself exhales. The servants resume their rhythm and the house stirs once more, but not for long. The Crawleys face new challenges: fading wealth, modern ideals, and a society that no longer reveres them as it once did. Mary, now divorced, struggles between tradition and independence. Her uncle Harold Levinson arrives from America, bringing along a charming financial advisor named Giles Sambrook, whose manners are as polished as his intentions are suspect. Harold owes him a fortune, and Sambrook's smooth confidence soon begins to cast a shadow over the family. Forbidden hearts and dangerous deals. In London, Mary and Sambrook grow unexpectedly close. What begins as cautious conversation turns into laughter, and laughter into temptation. One night, against her better judgment, Mary gives in, a decision that fills her with shame come morning. When she returns to Downton with Harold and Sambrook, her composure hides a storm inside her. Sambrook wastes no time. He suggests selling the family's properties to invest in his schemes, promising immense returns. Robert, deeply traditional, refuses. The dinner table becomes a battlefield. Mary caught between her father's pride and her own guilt. Later that night, Sambrook corners her in private. With a cold smile, he threatens to reveal their secret affair unless she persuades her father to agree. But Mary Crawley, shaped by years of restraint and loss, does not bend. "You underestimate me, Mr. Sambrook," she tells him. "Downton has survived worse men than you." The gathering storm as tensions rise. Tom Branson, the ever-practical brother-in-law, starts investigating Sambrook's background. He soon uncovers the truth. The man is a fraud, a polished thief who ruined several families and narrowly escaped prison. The discovery sparks action. Edith, with her characteristic steel beneath grace, confronts Sambrook at a racetrack during Royal Ascot. "Leave this family," she warns, "or I'll destroy your reputation myself." Sambrook, realizing he's cornered, vanishes as quietly as he arrived. His fall is complete. His prized racehorse loses spectacularly that afternoon, as if fate itself had decided his punishment. The end of an era freed from deceit, the Crawleys turn inward. Robert finally accepts that the world he knew is gone. He decides to sell Grantham House, their London residence, and pass control of Downton to Mary. In one of the most moving scenes, he tells her, "You have your mother's strength and my stubbornness. That is enough to keep this family alive." Below stairs, the servants face changes of their own. Mrs. Patmore, after decades of cooking for the family, retires with tears in her eyes. Daisy, once her apprentice, takes her place. The perfect symbol of a new generation rising where the old once stood. In the kitchen, they laugh, share memories, and raise a toast to all the days that made us who we are. Reconciliation and renewal as Downton prepares for a grand dinner. Guy Dexter and Noel Coward arrive as honored guests, filling the house with excitement. The servants bustle with pride, and the family welcomes them with warmth. When Coward casually brings up Mary's divorce, she answers with poise and courage. "The past is not a stain. Mr. Coward, it's proof that we lived." Her words win quiet admiration from everyone in the room. That night, Robert publicly announces his decision. Mary will inherit Downton Abbey. His speech is short but heartfelt. This house was built by those who believed in duty, but it will survive through those who believe in change. Mary has both courage and grace, and she will lead us into the new world. The guests applaud, but the moment feels intimate, sacred. For once, there are no titles or hierarchies, and only people, bound by history and hope. Later, Dexter and Coward entertain everyone with an impromptu song, laughter echoing through the grand hall. A final burst of joy before the curtain falls, a gentle goodbye. Days later, Robert and Cora prepare to leave Downton for good, moving to a smaller house in the countryside. The servants line up outside, heads held high, tears in their eyes. Robert, looking back at the grand estate, says softly, "Half my life belongs to this house. The other half, to you." Cora takes his hand, and they depart as the family waves farewell. Mary stands alone in the great hall, the morning light washing over her face. For the first time, she feels the full weight of what it means to lead, not just a household, but a legacy. As she walks through the corridors, she imagines the ghosts of those who came before. Her sister Sybil, her late husband Matthew, her grandmother Violet. All smiling, all at peace. Legacy of the living in. The final scenes, life at Downton begins anew. Anna and John Bates expect another child. Isabel honors Violet by naming a community award after her, the Local Hero Prize. When Mary presents the award to Albert Mason, the former farmhand, the crowd erupts in applause. For the first time, nobles and servants stand as equals. The film closes with Mary reading to her children in the garden as the sun sets over the estate. The air feels lighter, freer. The world outside may have changed forever, but the spirit of Downton Abbey, of love, endurance, and dignity, will live on through her. Because some houses are more than stone and walls. They are memory, grace, and the quiet strength to begin again.